Just like every other day, Linda arrived at the BII Seaside Hotel in the Bahamas. She worked the night shift here as a receptionist with a few other employees. "Hey Frank, how's the evening?" "The usual, just now settled another cat fight, although I had wishes to see it to the end." "What was it about this time?" "Her boyfriend cheated on her with her best friend." During her days working here, Linda got to see a lot of people and a lot of drama. From sweet proposals, to nasty breakups, to fights and makeups, accidental one-night stands, or nights that weren't accidental at all. Hush hush, Linda knew who was lying and who wasn't. The weather here was refreshing and warm, but the seaside breeze could get quite cold at night. Linda put on her cardigan as she spotted a young woman making her way to the reception. She was beautiful, dressed elegantly, but by the look on her face, Linda could foreshadow a complaint coming her way. "Hi, I'm Linda. Is there anything I could help you with?" "Yes, please. I met a guy at the hotel diner earlier this evening. We got talking and he seemed like a decent guy, at least at first. I'm guessing he was expecting something more between us, and I obviously wasn't. I left the diner, but then I realized my keys were missing and I can't help but suspect he might have took it. Could you possibly deactivate my keys and arrange a new key for me?" "No problem. Could you please give me your ID?" "Sure," the woman said, opening her purse. Linda pulled up the reservation of Emily Bunt. All the information seemed to match her ID, so Linda deactivated the now missing key and gave the woman a new one. "Here you go. Is there anything else I can help you with?" "Yeah, just one more thing. I'm afraid that guy might show up and try to get into my room. You know how these crazy pervs can be. He stole my key, who knows what he had in mind. He might also come here and lie about the key not working, so can you please make sure he doesn't get access to my room?" "Yes, of course. Don't worry about it. If you want, we can actually make a police complaint." No, that won't be necessary. I just don't want him anywhere near my room." "Alright, would you happen to know his name so we can identify him?" "I don't remember his name, but he was wearing a blue shirt and gray pants, dark brown hair, gray eyes, tall." "Alright, I have him noted down. Enjoy your stay at the BII Seaside Hotel." "Thank you." Linda watched as the woman walked to the elevator as another woman a bit elder than her joined her. So she wasn't staying here alone. The night went on. Linda greeted and helped out some more guests and cleaned up the front desk. At around 11, she switched shifts with Frank and informed him about the woman's complaint. However, it was sometime around midnight, while Linda was sorting through payments and paperwork, that she overheard Frank speaking with a man. "Mister, the room owner has deactivated the old key and gotten a new one. Perhaps that's why your key isn't working." "What? Why would she do that? Could you please give me the new keys then?" "I'm sorry, mister, but we can't allow anyone the keys." "What do you mean you can't allow me?" Curiously, Linda peered out the door. The man perfectly fit the description the woman had given. "The owner has restricted access to her room." "This is ridiculous," the man said, walking off to the lobby. Linda watched him as he took out his phone and made a call. "Emily, I've been trying to get into our room, but my key isn't working, and the receptionist is saying you restricted access to the room." "Yes, I did, Mark. What you did tonight was unacceptable." "Sweetheart, I didn't mean to disrespect your mother. I was hoping she would have the common sense to realize her daughter is having a honeymoon and she shouldn't be here." "He crossed all limits today. He doesn't know how to respect his elderly." "Emily, can we for once have a one-on-one conversation? I'm speaking to you, not her." "You just now got married, Emily, and this is how he treats your mother, your in-laws. What is going to happen in the future?" "I'm talking from experience, baby girl. I married the wrong guy. Your father was a loser. I don't want you doing the same." "Mark, I told you, you can't treat my mother like this." "Emily, do you not realize how she creates an issue about everything? This is about us, only us. She shouldn't be part of it." "Now he wants you to cut all ties with me? Baby girl, am I your mother or not? Don't I have the right to share my advice with you?" "Goodness gracious, Emily, alright. You know what? Let me in. I'll apologize to your mother. Let's just get this over with." Tell him he needs to change his attitude. He needs to acknowledge the way he behaved is wrong, baby girl. Otherwise, this marriage is never gonna work out. What do you mean this marriage isn't going to work out? An apology isn't going to change anything, Mark. You need to change your attitude. Emily, it's like you're a puppet in her hands. Look now, he's insulting you. He has no respect for you. Emily, your father was the same. If you don't stand up for yourself now, you'll have to suffer your whole life hearing this from him. I can't believe this. I'm your husband. Am I going to stay in the lobby all night, or do you expect me to book a different room on our honeymoon? I don't know what you're going to do, Mark. Sweetheart, we dated for 3 years before we got married. Come on, please let me in. Absolutely not. Tell him he needs to learn a lesson, baby girl. Tell him. Mark, you need to learn a lesson for disrespecting my mother. Linda watched the man disconnect the phone and sit there holding his head. So the woman blatantly lied about the issue so that she could lock her husband out of her room. As the minutes ticked by and the man just sat there upset in the lobby, Linda kind of felt bad for him. This is your honeymoon? Not anymore, I guess. It's quite chilly over here in the lobby. Why don't you have a cup of coffee? It's on the house, Linda said, bringing over a tray. Thank you. I think I'll be waking the night over here. I couldn't help but overhear what happened, and I'm really sorry. Your wife actually came to me and asked me to change the keys, and I did as she requested. It's not your fault. You were just doing your job. You know, if she's not allowing you to get to your things, I can make a police complaint and get your things to you. The man chuckled. That's alright. I'm pretty sure I don't want my wife to spend the night in jail on our honeymoon. She's actually not that bad. It's her mother, Susan. Whenever Susan's around, she poisons Emily's mind, and then Emily behaves like this. Her mother is insane. If you don't mind me asking, you brought your mother-in-law to your honeymoon? It's a long story. Mark, a week in the Bahamas. It's the perfect honeymoon destination. That sounds nice, baby. I can't wait. Let me see that. Wow, this looks great. We're gonna have a great time. Wait, what? Where? Your great dad never took me to the Caribbean, that loser. It's time to celebrate. Marriage isn't just about you two. It's about the whole family. Right, my baby girl? Yes, of course, Mom. Emily, I can't believe your mother invited herself to our honeymoon, and you went along with it. Mark, how can I refuse her? It's only been 6 months since Dad passed away. She's already in grief. I won't be able to have a good time knowing she's upset. This is ridiculous, Emily. Who takes their mother-in-law on their honeymoon? It's not like she's going to stay in our room, come on. Alright then, you know what? Don't worry, I'll book that other room. I was hopeful to the last point that Susan would realize and not come with us. Or at least, I talked some sense into Emily, but that didn't happen, and I didn't book the room in time. Emily, I had to suffer my whole life because of your incompetent father. He used to be just like this. This is so humiliating, baby girl. How could you let your husband insult me like this? Mark, what you did wasn't right. I told you to book the room. Sweetheart, I was going to. I thought I would get the room when we arrived at the hotel, but apparently the hotel has a policy of booking 3 days ahead. So where's my mother going to stay now? Look, I even went to another hotel, but they have the same policy as well. I don't know what to do. What? I'm going to be staying in a different hotel? He set this up, baby girl. All he wants is to take you away from me. Mom, it's not like that. Why would I leave you? Now Mother's words means nothing to you. I have no one. What did I marry into? Susan got offended because I didn't book the room. I left the diner to avoid the fight, but I'm pretty sure it was Susan's twisted mind who thought of the idea of locking me out. Linda chuckled. So what are you going to do now? Are you planning on staying in the lobby, or do you want to take another room? I'm not spending another buck on this vacation. I paid for that room already. I'm not spending on another. Hold on. Wait. You paid for that room? But as far as I remember, your wife's name appeared on the booking. Yes, she booked it, but she used my debit card. Linda raised her brow. If that's the case, maybe there is something I can do for you. It was the least Linda could do. It was a little loophole, but perhaps the policy could be bended just a little. She rearranged the payment and shifted it to another room, which she gave to Mark. Meanwhile, Frank was sent upstairs to retrieve Mark's belongings. And it wasn't before long that the phone rang on the reception desk from a very familiar, angry woman. But Linda always kept her calm. "Miss, the owner of those belongings shifted to another room, so our staff will just be collecting those for him. And as for the room you're currently staying in, it no longer has a payment method, so if you'd like to remain there, you either have to provide a payment or vacate the room. Thank you." "Mark, you withdrew the payment. The staff is telling us to vacate the room." "What am I supposed to do, stay on the street?" "Well, I'm pretty sure you won't find another room, but you guys can stay the night at the lobby." "This is how he takes care of you? I told you, baby girl, he was the wrong guy." "Have you changed your mind, Mark?" "Of course, sweetheart. It's our honeymoon. If you want, you can come join me. But your mother can't." "Then where is she going to stay?" "I don't know what she's going to do, but I think someone once told me something about changing one's attitude. Maybe she needs to learn a lesson on how to respect her son-in-law." "Mark." "All right, I'll see what I can do." "Mom, I'll be right back." "Baby girl, where are you going? Why are you leaving me?" Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting. "37. Ralph, I think." "Come on, Kate, you can do it. Be the man you are." "No, Ralph, I'm gonna puke." "Booyah, 58. We so have to write this down. I won the bet fair and square, Kate. There's no takebacks." "Go, Daddy! Dada! Help me." "Oh, right." Ralph and Kate lived with their two children, Casey and Archie, in a single-story house in Fresno, California. They had been together for 10 years, and in just these 10 years alone, they had made a lot of progress. They saved every penny they could, and they were happy to say they had accomplished their goal of $10,000. It was time to celebrate. Both of them thought they would use the money on something they had been wanting for a long time. They owed it to themselves for all the hard work. Now we can finally buy a new car. A new car? No. We are buying new furniture. What? That would be such a waste. All this furniture is running fine. But we could really use a car. No, I absolutely hate this furniture, especially your armchair. I've been seeing that thing since your college days. Whenever you sit in that thing, it's like you can't get out of it anymore. Because it's comfortable. Come on, Kate, just think about it. Archie is going to be 5 next year. There's school, soccer practice, mommy and me day. You really want to walk the rest of your life? Don't you try to tempt me. At least I won't be gaining weight like you. You really like sitting around, don't you? You sit in that armchair, you're gonna sit in the car. So we're buying the car. Not before we buy new furniture. And so, the husband and wife decided to settle the matter with a bet on who could eat the most hot dogs. And Kate lost horribly. She didn't speak a single word to Ralph the whole night, more so because of the heartburn. But Ralph wasn't falling for that. He teased Kate until the point she had to talk to him, but no, they were still buying that car, no matter how many tears she shed. And lo and behold, the honking sound of victory arrived at their driveway the very next week. The kids loved Dad's new toy, and at first Kate liked it too. Now they could easily go on dates and little trips. "Ralph, that's so sweet of you." "What? What are you talking about? You opened the car door for me. No, I opened the car door so I could show you how to close it. Softly. Softly. I better not see you slamming the car door shut, ever. No, this is not happening. Everybody out of here right now. What? Why? What happened now? There's no spilling apple juice and cookie crumbs inside the car. Food is off limits. Ralph, the kids are gonna start crying now. You and your kids can stay home then. My car needs to be stain-free. Okay, fine. Bring a ton of barf bags too. I was so excited for tonight. Thanks, Ralph. No problem, babe, but I had something else on my mind. What is that? Take that sweater off of yours for me. Ralph, right now? Right here? What if... That's why I wanted to go somewhere else. You really know how to spice things up sometimes, Ralph. These stupid pigeons. They couldn't find a better place to let loose. Come on, the car wash is up ahead. I need my baby sparkling. Or like the time Kate wanted to use the car to drive out to the mall and do some shopping for a friend's baby shower. Of course! Not. Haha, trust my baby with you, woman. What's wrong with that? I'm not risking a single scratch or stain. I'm going to be driving, Ralph. It'll be fine. Psh, like I'm going to take a chance with my baby. Stop calling that tin can your baby. What did you call my car? Kate soon learned how to deal with it. I mean, it was a car after all. Usually on the weekends, Ralph would spend the morning washing the car himself. But this weekend, Kate managed to convince him to drive them to a doctor's appointment. As Kate was getting the kids ready, Ralph was already in the car, honking for them to hurry up. Ralph waited in the car, counting every minute. As he tuned onto the radio, he suddenly heard Kate call out from the house. He looked to see her waving her hands frantically from the front door. What happened? Hurry, the kids are crying a lot. Archie got hurt. Ralph rushed out of the car to check the matter out. He was worried sick when he ran inside and found Archie and Casey crying hysterically. However, it only turned out that Archie just didn't like the color of the shirt Kate put on him, and Casey just had to cry because she was a copycat. After dealing with the toddler tantrum situation that arose, the family was finally able to pack up and head out for their appointment. Ralph froze on the spot. What happened, Ralph? Let's go. We're gonna go, but where's our car? Ralph suddenly started searching all his pockets. He shrugged as he held his head and started pacing around. The car wasn't there. No. It's all because of you. What? Because of me? Where's the car, Ralph? When you called me, I think I left the keys in the car. You mean our car is stolen? Is this another one of his pranks? Where's Scott? He did this, didn't he? Scott? Call him right now. I've been telling you, your brother's gonna make me have a heart attack one day. Ralph called up his younger brother Scott. Scott lived in a single-bedroom apartment with a few roommates. He was a freshman at the BII University, fun-loving and a little naughty, just like how all younger siblings were, always ready to play pranks. Scott, where were you this afternoon? At college? I just now came out of class. Why? Oh yeah? Are you sure you weren't driving around town? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. What's up? Give that to me. All you know how to do is let him take advantage of you. Hello? Scott? You are so going to pay for this. You went too far this time with your pranks. What? What are you talking about, Kate? What happened? Don't you dare talk like you're innocent. Who else could it have been? A car thief would come steal our car from our driveway in broad daylight? What? No, it wasn't me, I swear. Is everything okay? What? Really? After Ralph and Kate spoke to Scott, they were kind of confused. Scott was oblivious of the matter. They couldn't understand who or even how their car could have been stolen just like that. After stressing their minds over it, they decided to file a complaint to the police. The family locked their home with the backup house keys Kate had, and now had no option but to take a bus to the police station. The police officer noted the license plate number and assured Ralph that they would attempt to resolve the matter. The family then caught another bus ride back home that afternoon. That's $10,000 down the drain. Who is this man? You think it's someone from your workplace? I can't believe you would blame it on me. Whoever it was, I know, it's my fault. Ralph was really upset, and although this was a perfect chance for Kate to have her say, she tried to console him. Don't worry, the police will find it soon, and if not, we'll save again and buy a new one. It's not gonna be like this one, Kate. This was our first car. It was special. Ralph took the backup keys from Kate as he neared the house. But when he actually looked up, he was shocked to see their car parked in their driveway. Kate, tell me you see the car, or am I hallucinating or something? No, this is the car. How did it get here? Ralph was overjoyed. He checked the car for any damage or stolen parts, but it was absolutely fine. However, now taped to the windshield was an envelope. What's this? Open it. Ralph opened the envelope to find his keys along with the note. My apologies you had to go through all this, but I didn't have a choice. If I didn't find your car, I don't know how I would have reached the hospital in time. A friend of mine had fallen sick, and I had to get him to the emergency center immediately. The doctor said if I were late by even minutes, it could have led to something horrible. This is a small thanks for what you've done for me. Please do enjoy a day at BII Funland with your family. No harm done. Your friendly neighbor. Kate took the envelope and looked inside. Indeed, there were 4 tickets to BII Funland for an entire day the following week. Your friendly neighbor? Who is this guy? At least we have the car back. Remember not to leave the keys inside this time. Well, at least it came in handy for someone who needed it. Ralph scratched his head looking at his car. He then looked at the tickets. You want to go next week? You think this friendly neighbor will be there? I don't know about that, but we can always enjoy our little treat. So Ralph, Kate, and the family traveled to Anaheim the next week for a day at BII Funland. This time, they were sure to securely lock the car in the parking lot. It was a long day of enjoying fun rides, shows, and playing games with the kids. Before the family returned home late that night. Maybe what happened last week wasn't that bad after all. I enjoyed today. Today turned out great after all, didn't it? Kate said as she opened the front door. She put down Casey in her playpen before she went to wash Archie up. Just when Ralph yelled out from the living room, "Darn, this was a setup. Kate, come here." Kate rushed to see the matter, widening her eyes to a half-empty house. A lot of their furniture was gone, just missing. That sneaky car thief robbed our whole house. He must have made a copy of the house keys when he took the car keys. We were the fools who fell for the tickets. He was probably waiting for us to leave, and when we did, he got the chance to complete his master plan. Kate held her hips, walking over to where once was Ralph's armchair. She suddenly let out a giggle. Well, at least he did something good. I'll give him kudos for getting rid of the garbage furniture. You're laughing? This is what you wanted, didn't you? Of course. Come on, it's not that bad. He didn't take everything. I mean, my cute flower vase is still here. Wait a minute. Looks like he only took the things you hated. Where's my foosball table? And my footrest? My coat hanger? Let me get my hands on this petty thief and see what I do. Kate brought the kids over. They all started jumping, dancing, and singing in the now open space. Join us, Ralph. Let's celebrate. Celebrate? Celebrate what? Getting our house robbed right before Thanksgiving? No, celebrate buying new furniture this Black Friday sale. Hey, you guys. It's Kate. Quiet down. What's up, Kate? It worked. Thanks God. This is going to be the best Thanksgiving. It was a win-win. I was looking to buy some furniture anyway. You saved me a lot of money. No problem. Actually, there kinda is a problem. How am I going to hide all of this when Ralph comes over? Don't worry about it. By the time Ralph will figure, I'll be done buying my new furniture. Awesome. I'll be over for some turkey. Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting. Matthew Patterson was a successful, well-established, happy man living in a nice apartment on the 7th floor of a fancy condo in Manhattan, New York. He had a well-paying job as a market analyst at the BII Corp and was looking forward to a bright future ahead. Or at least, he was. Until he got sacked from the job, spent all his savings, didn't have the money to pay the mortgage of his expensive apartment, neither for his expensive car. Heck, he didn't even have money to pay for his phone bill, let alone the installments of his new cell phone. And after a few months of zero payments, the bank seized everything from him. And Matthew had to get out in a week's notice and was now left with only 2 options. After being rejected from yet another job interview, Matthew climbed up 40 stories and stood there on the roof of the skyscraper. Looking down onto Wall Street, he had nothing to live for anymore. He looked at the busy flocks of people, the cars speeding by, and closed his eyes. Option number 1, to jump. No, I can't do this. I'm too young to die. So Matthew decided to go with option number 2, to move back with his parents at the age of 35. Dude, consider yourself lucky, getting to live free of rent and bills, unless you wanna move in with me. Darn, the landlady's toilet got clogged again. Don't worry, it's usually not that bad in here. No, thank you. And you haven't met my parents yet. I'm getting a job. I'm gonna be out of there in a month. By the way, can you help me take the boxes? You know I don't have a car anymore. Yeah, sure, buddy. And so, Matthew arrived back home in Old Saybrook, Connecticut the very next day. Matthew, you're here all of a sudden? You didn't even call. Mom, Dad, I have good news for you, Matthew said, wrapping his arms around his parents and heading inside. What is it, son? Mr. and Mrs. Patterson looked at their son, smiling, excited to know the good news. Did he get a promotion? Did he meet someone? Was he getting married? I'm going to move back in with you guys. Suddenly, the look on Mr. and Mrs. Patterson's face changed. But just before they could get in on the details, the bell suddenly rang again. Oh, that must be Sean. He helped bring all my things. Mr. and Mrs. Patterson watched as their son and his friend hurried out and carried back a few boxes. "Thanks for everything, dude." "No problem, I'll see you around." "Bye, Mr. and Mrs. Patterson." "That's it? These are all your things? These 4 flimsy cardboard boxes? What happened to your furniture, your car?" "Right, about that. I got fired. I don't have a job anymore, and I lost my apartment, my car. I don't even have my laptop, my tablets or my phone. My credit cards are all maxed out. This is all I have now." "So you're pretty much left with whatever we gave you. Welcome home, son." Exactly. When Matthew went up to his old bedroom, he was instantly struck with nostalgia. He had moved out when he was 18, and his room was just like how he left it. But now, the single bed seemed too small to fit into. The race car bed sheets looked ridiculous. And the heavy metal posters haunted him. While he tried to make himself comfortable again in the new situation, Mr. and Mrs. Patterson were trying to figure things out themselves. "You're spoiling him, like you always did. It's only gonna be a few months, Albert. He's our baby, our child. We can't just send him out." "Psh, your baby. Now he's gonna live with us." Mr. and Mrs. Patterson were retired, living a quiet, peaceful life in their suburban home. But parents had to be parents, no matter how old. "Dad, what's up?" "I was just catching up on the daily news. So, have you applied to any jobs yet?" "I applied to a few companies back in Manhattan." Mr. Patterson peered through his glasses, pointing out a news advertisement. "Why don't you apply here? They're looking for a mailboy at the old Saybrook post office." "What? Dad, I'm a graduate. I used to work at one of the biggest corporations in New York. I'm not going to be a mailboy." "Why not? Your grandfather did this job his whole life. And you think you're too good for this job? You're too good to do what your grandfather did?" "Oh, take it easy on the boy, Albert. He just got here. Here you go, Matthew, your juice box." "I don't want a juice." "Is that fruit punch?" The days were going by slow for Matthew, and now with his dad suggesting the most ridiculous offers to him, things were becoming more difficult. Matthew lay down in bed, about to dial up Sean, when his mom barged in through the door. "Mom, whatever happened to privacy? You can't barge into my personal space like that." "Oh really? Have you forgotten you came out of my personal space, and you're still living in my personal space? There's nothing I haven't seen. I'm the one who wiped your bottom, all right? Now here, I did your laundry." Matthew sighed as his mom left the door wide open and walked out. He got up again, locked the door this time, and finally called up his buddy. "Who's this?" "Hey dude, it's Matt. I'm using my parents' landline now." "What's up, bro? How's everything going?" "Don't ask. Dad wants me to get a job as a mailboy." "Hey, what's that noise in the background?" "Mike's here. We're going to the nightclub. Gonna have some fun tonight." "Cool, dude. Can I tag along?" "Sure. You want us to pick you up?" "No. Absolutely not. Matthew Patterson, how long have you been leading this sort of life? How shameful. A night what?" "Mom, have you been listening to us?" "Yes, and you can't go. It's past 9 p.m., long past your curfew." "I think I'll talk to you later, Matt." Over the next few days, Matthew found himself following rules that he hadn't followed in the past 18 years. But at the same time, he was getting used to the privileges. Waking up every morning, not having to worry about getting to work. Having breakfast ready for you, wearing PJs all day long, playing games on his old PSP, and eating sandwiches with the crust trimmed off. But even the pampering was getting annoying after 2 weeks, and Matthew was tired of staying at home. He was a city guy. He wasn't really used to the quiet roads of old Saybrook. There weren't even a lot of stores and shops out here. Matthew decided to take a walk around the neighborhood, get to know the place. He met a few of his neighbors too. There was an annoying kid who lived across the street from him, who he didn't like. But he also found someone he did like, a really beautiful girl who sat by the window at a cafe every afternoon at 5, a few blocks down. and after 2 days of watching her, Matthew finally decided to make a move. You read Hubert Stein too? His romantic novels are great. Yeah, they are. I'm Matthew, and you are? I'm Laura. Are you new here? I never saw you around before. Oh, that's because I recently bought my parents a house here, so I decided to stay over for a few days. I actually live in New York. Oh, that's nice. So you're a city guy. I grew up here. I live nearby. And you're a small town girl then. Do you have some spare time for a cup of coffee with me? Or do you need to get going to the barn and churn some butter? What? Well, we small town people do have a lot of spare time to enjoy our lives, but aren't you guys always on the run? Not today. Matthew couldn't give this girl his number. He didn't have one to give, and just imagining her call home to speak to her parents was out of question. So for the next 2 days, Matthew made up excuses to meet again by bumping into her by coincidence. Can you stop bumping into me? I bumped into you or you bumped into me? Oh, so you're clever and pretty. I was actually heading out for a walk, but I don't really know my way around here. You wouldn't mind taking me around, would you? I usually come out here to catch the breeze. It's really relaxing here. It's nice to be away from the busy city life. So what do you do? Me? I work at the BII Corp. I'm in marketing. What about you? I'm a student. I've been trying to get an internship at a fashion company. Oh, so that's what you were sketching at the cafe. You noticed? You know, I could recommend you to a few people. Really? That would be nice. Matthew liked this girl and was obviously not going to tell her he was unemployed and living with his parents. He had to show off. He had to be the strong knight that would pick up the princess on his mighty steed, not some loser. And so far, things were going well, and Matthew was planning to call Laura over to his house. So is drawing a hobby of yours? Yeah, and what about you? Do you have any hobbies? I'm usually busy listening to my old vintage record collection. You collect vintage records? That's cool. I actually have a set at my parents' house. You should come over. But aren't your parents going to be there? Actually, no one's home right now. They went out for the night. Oh, okay, then let's go. Everything was going as planned. Matthew had, of course, prepared for this beforehand. He bought 2 tickets to the latest BII action-adventure movie for his parents and booked them out of the house for the entire evening. Mom, Dad, I got you guys tickets to this new movie. Only 2. You're not going? No, I was thinking you 2 have been doing so much lately, you need a break. When was the last time you guys went on a... And there went Mr. and Mrs. Patterson out the door. The theater was about an hour away, and the movie was 2 hours long, so Matthew had a good 4 hours on hand. By the time he brought Laura home, there was still 2 hours to go. Laura walked around looking at all of Matthew's baby pictures. She picked up a photo frame. You're really close to your parents, aren't you? The only special child? Yeah, we're pretty close. Matthew sat down on the sofa, dimmed out the lights, and took out a few old records. So what about your family? Oh, I live by myself here. You know how parents can be, a little dominating and manipulative. I can't imagine living with my parents. Matthew awkwardly chuckled. Gotta change the topic. Change the topic. Anyways, you wanna listen to music? Sure. But just as Matthew pressed play, he suddenly heard the front door open and a cranky voice shout out. Why is the volume up so high? Matthew, where are you? Matthew froze as his parents walked into the living room staring at Laura and him chilling on the couch. Mr. and Mrs. Patterson, Laura said, deeply embarrassed and shocked herself. Mr. Patterson straightened his glasses and looked at Laura. You brought a girl to the house without our permission? Mrs. Patterson nudged her husband and whispered, "Albert, he's a big boy now." She then smiled at Laura. "Hi, sweetie, how are you?" "I'm good, Mrs. Patterson." Laura awkwardly chuckled before she passed a glance at Matthew, who was mortified in embarrassment. "Do you live with your mom and dad?" "It's not what it looks like." "What are you guys doing here so early?" "The movie was boring." Of course it was. Why didn't I expect this? "Your father left the theater halfway through the movie." Seeing the family drama about to begin, Laura quickly decided to bail out. "I just remembered I needed to be somewhere. I'll see you around. Bye, Mr. and Mrs. Patterson." Matthew stood there, speechless, as Laura ran off. "You guys just had to ruin it, didn't you?" "Oh, it will be fine, Matt. I'll go get you a juice box and a Pop-Tart. There's nothing a Pop-Tart can't fix." Matthew was never, ever going to show his face out in public here again. He had never been this embarrassed before. But unfortunately, the very next day, while he was out picking up his mail, he felt someone bump into him. "Why are you always bumping into me?" Matthew turned to see Laura smirking at him. "Hi. So you're the Patterson son?" "Yeah. I thought you were rich, living in the big city." "I was, but I lost my job and my apartment and everything else. And now I'm a grown man living with my parents," Matthew said with a sigh. Laura chuckled. "Well, that's not too bad. Don't worry, things will be better." Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting. Hello, Caleb Graham speaking. Who is this?
I'm attorney Thomas Wilson from BII Real Estates. Am I speaking to the grandson of Sir Mason Graham?
Yes, that is my grandfather. I'm calling to inform you Sir Mason Graham had left behind his Alabama property to you and your sister, Mrs. Sarah Graham, but it has been vacant for many years now after his death, and unless you intend to claim the property, the inheritance will be reverted for distribution according to the state's intestate laws. Caleb Graham recently received the news of inheriting his late grandfather's mansion in Magnolia Springs in Alabama. Caleb didn't have many memories of his grandfather, but he had heard stories of him visiting the mansion when he was a toddler. His sister, though, was much elder at the time. Upon getting the news, he called his elder sister Sarah, who now lived all the way in California with her family. "He passed away? That's sad. I used to love going there, but I won't be able to make it anytime soon with the kids and all. Why don't you go check out the property and settle the paperwork?" "Yeah, that's what I had planned. Samantha is pretty excited to go herself. We're taking a little vacation. I'll send you pictures." The town of Magnolia Springs was beautiful and peaceful, tucked away in the forests. It was a perfect place to get away from the hustle and bustle of New York. When Caleb and his wife Samantha got there, discussed the paperwork, after which he was handed over the keys to the mansion. The mansion was old and beautiful, encompassed by red, orange, and yellow speckled trees all around it. "Caleb, the air smells so crisp here, not so dingy like back in New York." "Yeah, but I was thinking we'll be chopping wood and staying by the fireplace to keep warm here." The couple opened the door, instantly greeted with a heavy puff of dust and the smell of aging wood. They walked in amazed by the rustic decor, the chandeliers, and the taxidermy animals. The couple stood there staring at a large portrait hanging in the living room right above the fireplace. "Is this your grandfather Mason?" "Yep, that's him all right." Samantha walked around, looking through all the antique showpieces, intrigued by all the rifles on the walls. "Was your grandfather a hunter?" "I heard he was really rugged and brute, a manly man." After roaming around the entire house, the couple unpacked and cleaned out the master bedroom for their stay. That evening, they drove out to a nearby restaurant, had dinner, and decided to call it a day. The next morning, they woke up to the sound of thunder rumbling. The day went by rather slow, searching for a place to have breakfast, visiting the nearby river, and returning home sometime before evening. The weather had been cool all day. We'll have to get the fireplace going before it gets too cold here. I think I saw a lot of wood piled up in one of the storage closets. Samantha tried to get the fire started when she suddenly heard heels knocking on the floor behind her. She turned around, startled to see Caleb dressed up. "You look just like your grandfather, the hair and everything." "I think these were Grandfather Mason's clothes. I found them in the wardrobe. I look fancy, don't I?" Caleb puffed his chest and straightened his posture as he walked to the portrait and posed like his grandfather. "Grandfather Mason, am I not just like you?" he said, chuckling. "Yeah, the only thing that's missing is the mustache." "Oops, forgot to tuck in the handkerchief." That night, the rain finally started to pour, and Caleb and Samantha decided to stay back and enjoy the leftover takeout. After dinner, the couple went to bed and fell sound asleep, or at least, Caleb did. Samantha was awake, listening to him toss and turn in bed. Until around 1 a.m., Caleb woke up screaming. "Caleb, what's wrong?" Caleb looked nervous and scared. He sat up holding his chest, looking around him confused. It was nothing, just a bad dream. And the next morning when Samantha woke up, she was all alone in her bed. Rubbing her eyes, she walked out searching for her husband. "Caleb, what are you doing up so early?" "Early? It's 10 a.m. A third of the day is over. Hurry and come and join me." "A third of the day? What? It's only 10 a.m. Samantha trudged her way to the restroom, freshened up, and returned to join Caleb. "Perhaps you can read me my favorite book." Caleb handed Samantha a large, heavy book. "You're funny. You? And read? And that? You hate reading, right?" "Don't be ridiculous. Reading is the perfect pastime." "Can't we watch a movie instead? You want me to read?" "Why, of course. Now straighten your posture and begin." Samantha started reading the boring 1,000-page ancient textbook. Was this a joke? She managed to flee, but she was bewildered seeing Caleb stay back in the study and go through more old books. Was this nostalgia or something else? In the afternoon, he went out for a walk in the backyard, folding his arms behind him, just aimlessly staring at the nature and taking deep breaths. Caleb had never been like this. He was always on his tablet back home. "Caleb, aren't you going to get ready for our date this evening?" "It's 6 p.m. already? It slipped my mind. I'll go prepare myself." Samantha picked out a nice dress and hopped in the shower. But when she came out, she froze, seeing Caleb dressed in his grandfather's clothes again. And when he saw her, he suddenly became angry. "What are you wearing?" "You're asking me? You can't go outside wearing this. What will people say? This is how the women from the Graham household dress? What will people say? Look at you. Are you going to go out like that? And you used to like this dress." "Nonsense. I would never let you go out wearing that. Go look in that wardrobe. Pick out a dress from there." Confused and a little scared by Caleb's sudden dominating tone, Samantha did as she was told and looked through the wardrobe, pulling out a baggy dress probably centuries old. "Caleb, you want me to wear this? People are going to laugh. Grandmother's clothes looks nice on you." "This doesn't even fit me." "It fits fine. From now on, you will wear this type of clothing." "All the time? Even back at home?" "Yes, of course. I like it. You look lovely." Samantha stared at Caleb fixing his handkerchief in the mirror. No way was she going out like this, or was taking Caleb looking like that with her. Luckily, he came to his senses. Or not. "You know what? let's cancel the date. You women are supposed to cook at home anyway. Go cook something for me. Caleb, you know I'm not good at cooking. Can we please wear normal clothes and go get some Italian food or something? Preposterous. What do you mean you don't know how to cook? You're a woman. You will learn. So that night, Samantha reluctantly boiled some sweet potatoes and put some chicken in the oven, staying there the whole time to make sure it didn't get burnt. But even then, the food tasted bland and gross. Caleb was still wearing his grandfather's clothes and behaving awfully strange. Samantha started to fear if Caleb really wasn't Caleb anymore. And when she woke up the next morning, she was ready to take Caleb and leave out of this mansion. Caleb was walking with a cane, with a pipe in his mouth, and wearing his grandfather's robe. Caleb, when was the last time you shaved? Are you growing a mustache like your grandfather? Of course I'm growing a mustache. What is a man without facial hair? Caleb, you've never kept a mustache in your entire life, and now all of a sudden, the clothes, the look, what's gotten into you? Why? This is home. I feel comfortable like this. But you look weird. Mind your tongue. This is not how a woman speaks. That was it. This mansion was having a bad impact on Caleb, and Samantha didn't like this change at all. She was actually getting scared seeing Caleb like this. But no matter how much she insisted, Caleb didn't want to go back home. That afternoon, Samantha hopelessly called Sarah. Only she could knock some sense into him. But when Caleb found out, he was angry again. Who are you calling? Your sister Sarah. She's not going to come see the mansion? Sarah. Yes, of course. Tell her to make her way here as soon as possible. Samantha awkwardly took the phone back, seeing Caleb enthusiastic about Sarah's visit. Sarah, you have to come to Alabama right away. Your brother is going mad. What do you mean he's going mad? He's all conservative and strict now, he's wearing your grandfather's clothes, and he expects me to be like that as well. He's probably joking with you. It's not a joke, Sarah. I just want to go back home, but he doesn't want to leave. So on Samantha's insistence, Sarah took a flight the following day, leaving her kids to their father. And when Samantha told Caleb Sarah was coming, he was overjoyed, a bit too overjoyed. She's coming? That's wonderful. I must go to the market then. But when Sarah arrived at the mansion, she was surprised to see Samantha's condition. What in the world are you wearing? Don't ask me, it's your brother. Sarah walked in bewildered to see Caleb jump up from his rocking chair, wearing his grandfather's clothes, trying to twist his mustache as he cheerfully walked towards her. Sarah, look at you. You look just like your grandmother. Yeah, and you look ridiculous, Caleb. What is this? Sarah, behave yourself. Is that how you greet your family? No? Sarah said, backing away, hearing Caleb's coarse voice. Now come. Caleb pulled Sarah into the kitchen. Look what I got for you. Your favorite, jam fritters. Grandpa Mason used to... Yes, I remember. The raspberry jam. It took me all day to find these, but I finally found the ones we used to eat inside the tent. But that wasn't with you, that was with Grandpa Mason. That afternoon went by in sharing nostalgic memories, memories that Caleb, her brother, couldn't have known. Caleb sat her down and took out a small toy from the cupboard. Grandpa, it's my turn. All right, you crank it. 1, 2, 3. Grandpa, no, punch that thing. You silly girl, you get scared every time. Remember this? Caleb chuckled. You silly girl, you used to get scared every time. Every time. Samantha stared at Caleb anxiously as he turned the handle of the box, and out came the Joker, just like her granddad used to play with her years ago. Almost 25 years ago. You see what I'm talking about? Samantha elbowed Sarah. Samantha, Caleb wasn't even born when Grandpa Mason got me this. You mean, you think he's not Caleb? What is it? Don't you two girls know it's impolite to whisper at the table? Yeah, we're sorry. It won't happen again. Sarah followed Caleb around, humoring him in all the memories and all the games. In the evening, they sat by the fireplace to warm up to a nice cup of tea as Caleb finished another one of the stories their grandfather used to read to Sarah. And just when he was about to read another, Sarah stopped him. "Maybe we can read some more another time. I can't express how much I loved Grandfather Mason. I miss him greatly. He left behind a lot of good memories that I'll cherish forever. But those are memories now. Grandfather Mason lived his life, and if he were here, he would want Caleb to live his own. Right?" Caleb suddenly fell quiet and looked at Sarah. He sighed before he smiled at her. Sarah remembered the days her parents used to bring her to meet her grandfather Mason. Her father would bring them once every year, but even then, he didn't like doing so. Because Grandfather Mason could be a lot sometimes. "Your mother wasn't like this, Roger. She used to wear decent clothing. She never went out without her bonnet." "Father, you're always trying to impose your likes and dislikes on everyone. I don't have a problem with how Laura dresses." "Of course you don't, because you're not even the man in the house anymore. It's her. This is what happens when you marry a city girl. She's a model. A woman like her can't be an idle wife." Mason Graham wasn't fond of his son's wife, and every time Roger would visit him, he would always have to say something offensive. "Laura, he's always insulting you, he's insulting me. That man needs to change his attitude." "I know, Roger, but he's your father, and he's old. I guess he's gotten a little cranky after your mother passed away. Oh, trust me, you have yet to see how manipulative he can be." And it was on one of those visits, when Roger took his family to meet his father, that things didn't turn out well. "Roger, you know I'm growing old. Why don't you move here?" "Father, I have a job back in the city. I can't possibly live out here." "What? That is what you're worried about? What is the need for a job? We have the money. You don't need to work. It's her, isn't it? She wants you to live in the city." This time, when his father began spewing out his outrageous comments, Roger became furious. "No, Father, it's you. You try to control everyone's life. I don't want to live with you like this. And you know what? I can't change for you. If you don't want a son like me, you don't need a son like me. Laura, get Sarah ready. We're leaving." Roger cut all ties with his father from that day. Mason tried to contact him, but Roger had changed his address and his number. And when Roger passed away a few years later, Laura never had a good relationship with her father-in-law, and she never contacted him either. And so, Mason didn't even get news of his son's demise, continuing to live long, lonely years alone in the mansion before he too passed away. Caleb suddenly fell quiet and looked at Sarah. He sighed before he smiled at her. "Absolutely. If Grandfather Mason were here, he would be very happy his grandchildren returned here, and he would have surely given us his blessings. If he were here, he would have had a lot of fun with his grandchildren one last time." Whoa, what just happened? Sarah, when did you come? Have I been wearing these clothes all this time? You're talking about the clothes. Look in the mirror. Hey, the mustache is not that bad. Caleb. Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting. Hey Aunt Peggy, what's up? Hi Caleb, I was wondering if you were going to drive to Justin's wedding. Could you take me with you? Wait, who? Whose wedding? Justin is getting married? Yes, you didn't know? Of course I knew. He's my younger brother. So we're going together then? Absolutely, I'll come pick you up myself. Caleb Allen just got a call from his distant Aunt Peggy that she was going to attend his younger brother's wedding. I spoke to him just a week ago. He didn't tell me anything about a wedding. Hello? Mom, did you and Dad know Justin is getting married? Of course we know. He's our little boy. We're arranging everything. What? You guys knew and you didn't tell me? Did you forget? Did something happen with the cards? No, everything is fine. We mailed the cards out a few days back. Then why didn't I get my one? Well, it's a small wedding, the guest list is pretty limited. So you guys thought it best not to invite his own brother, but sure enough, Aunt Peggy gets to go. Caleb, perhaps your brother doesn't want you to be there. Maybe it's better you don't come. He doesn't want me there. Well, you let that weasel know. I'm going to be there whether he wants it or... Tough luck, kiddo. We gotta go. Really busy over here. We're actually visiting a few venues to taste test dishes for the wedding. Talk to you later. But... No. There was no way this wedding was taking place without him. Caleb would make his own self-invited appearance. So he called up Aunt Peggy again, got all the information he wanted, and packed up for their drive to the supposed wedding at the BII Hotel in Laguna Beach. Beautiful location, isn't it? Yeah, can't wait to meet the groom and congratulate him. Or give him a noogie for not inviting him. When Caleb walked into the beautifully decorated garden leading to the Grand Hotel, he was surprised to see not just his close family members, but literally all his long-lost relatives as if they had walked up from the dead. Walking into the lobby, Caleb suddenly noticed one of his co-workers. John, what are you doing here? Your brother invited me. To his wedding? But you work with me. When did you guys even meet? Yeah, funny story. We sort of bumped into each other and got talking, and he invited me. Caleb suddenly felt a tap on his shoulder. He turned to see one of his old college roommates. Ron, you know my brother? Yeah, we're actually really close. Why? When did this all happen? This turnip invited all these people, his roommate, and not him. Where is that? After searching nearly everywhere, Caleb finally found Justin in the ballroom, talking to the hotel staff. Justin? Justin turned around. The look on his face suddenly changed. You are here? I don't remember inviting you. Exactly. Why wouldn't you invite me to your wedding? Your elder brother, your role model, your mentor. This really isn't the place or the time to be talking about all this. This is my wedding, Caleb. Yeah, this is your wedding, and I hope you realize you didn't invite the person who taught you not to pull your pants all the way down at the urinal. The person who taught you how to hide your teeth when you didn't brush. The person who got you through those tough years in high school. Justin awkwardly chuckled. Caleb, we were kids back then. Caleb shook his head, unable to comprehend anything. Did you think I'm unlucky or something? Because my marriage got called off 2 months back? Did you think I would be upset because you're getting married and I'm not? Justin, you're my brother. I'll always be happy for you. As Caleb tried to talk some sense into his younger brother, he suddenly heard a voice behind him. Justin, the florist just called. The delivery is going to be late. I think we're gonna have to go with plan B. Caleb turned around, widening his eyes in absolute shock. It was Stephanie. You even invited her? What do you mean he invited me? I'm the bride. Caleb and Stephanie had been in a long 6 years relationship, after which he decided to propose to her. The couple got engaged and were planning their marriage in the coming months. It was one of these days that Stephanie had gone to his workplace to surprise him and take him out to lunch. Hey babe, you think you'll be able to get a break from work? I don't know, Steph. I'll let you know. Hey Caleb, are you free after work? Well, that depends. What's up? You want to grab some lunch? Maybe we can walk there together. Yeah, sure. Sorry, Steph. Kind of busy with something. Talk to you later. I know this really nice restaurant a few blocks down. Let's go there. I thought you were busy. Stephanie, you're here. Steph, wait. Where are you going, Steph? And it was a week before their marriage that Stephanie caught him flirting with another woman, Lisa. Caleb loved Stephanie from the bottom of his heart, but at the same time, he sort of took her for granted. What am I going to do? She's pissed, probably expecting me to apologize. Look, bro, if you apologize to her now, you'll be admitting you were cheating on her. And you know what's gonna happen after that? She's gonna use it against you for the rest of your married lives. She's gonna bring it up whenever the simplest things goes wrong. Trust me, I've been there before. Don't be sorry, be strong, and don't admit anything. You're right, I'm gonna be casual about it. She'll get over it soon. She loves me. She can't live without me. Now you got it. After the pep talk from his friend / self-proclaimed marriage expert, Caleb became motivated to be a jerk and maintain his ground and believed things would work out. Besides, Caleb knew that Stephanie loved him. She would never break up with him and marry someone else. Stephanie, you're making a big deal out of this. It was nothing like that. We just worked together. Then why did you lie to me? It wasn't a lie. The plans were just spontaneous. This wasn't even a mistake. It was just a silly one-time thing. Then I don't think me breaking up with you is going to be a mistake either. It's over, Caleb. Unexpectedly, the plans didn't work out. Where did he go wrong? Stephanie left after a heated argument. But even then, Caleb thought she would call him up the very next day and sort things out. But that didn't happen. What happened was, she was marrying his younger brother 2 months later. Justin, I thought you said he wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here? I wouldn't find out about this? There is nothing to find out, Caleb. We're in love and we're getting married. No, is this for real? Stephanie, have you lost your mind? What do you think you're doing? Caleb, don't create a scene here. It's my wedding. All my in-laws are here. Your in-laws? Do you realize your in-laws are my mom and dad, my family? How could you marry my own younger brother? Caleb, now she's my fiancée. You can't treat her like this. Caleb stared at Justin and Stephanie, speechless. When he suddenly noticed the ring on her finger. Caleb never asked for that ring back after they broke up. He was so sure they would get back together. Are you still wearing my grandmother's ring? You have to give that back to me. No, Justin gave this to me. No, he didn't. I proposed to you with it. Justin, you didn't even get her a new ring? Maybe you're forgetting she was my grandmother too. Caleb stepped back, holding his head. I need some air. He was about to head out the door when another beautiful young woman stepped in. Caleb? Lisa? Even you're here? Yeah. After Stephanie got into that fight with you, she came to meet me and we spoke and now we're good friends. You shouldn't have been so hard-headed after you were clearly flirting with me. Caleb turned to look at Justin and Stephanie as his jaw dropped. Even she is here? Without wasting another second, Caleb did the only thing he could think of, telling his mom and dad. Mom, Dad, do you see what is happening? What's the problem? You should be happy for them. Stephanie is such a sweetheart. What? Now that she's marrying Justin, she's a sweetheart? And when I was dating her, you didn't like her? Well, she is a nice girl. You had your chance with her, but you weren't compatible. Now she's marrying your brother. What's wrong with that? But we were in a relationship. We thought you were with Lisa from work. Are things getting serious? Dad, it was just a little harmless flirting. I was never in love with her. I love Stephanie. Well, boy, it's too late now. When a good opportunity comes your way, you take it or you lose it. Everyone had lost their minds. Caleb needed to talk to Stephanie alone. He needed to sort things out. He searched everywhere until he finally found her out in the backyard, arranging the flowers on the tables. She was alone. This was his chance. Stephanie, I need to talk to you. Stephanie peered at him and just continued on with her business. Stephanie, you can't just ignore me. Listen to me, we have to talk. Perhaps you don't realize this is my wedding, and I have a lot of things to take care of. How can you be alright with all of this? Caleb, stop roaming behind me like this. What are people going to think? What is Justin going to think? He's not going to like this. The backyard suddenly got crowded with people again. His parents hurried to them, calling Stephanie and Justin together. "Stephanie, come on, the photographer is here. Let's take a family picture." Caleb stood there staring at the cameraman when suddenly his mother began shaking her head awkwardly and whispering to him, "Caleb, can you move? Just a little. Yeah, just a little. Just a little more. That's nice." "Wow, the picture turned out beautiful. I'm going to get this enlarged for the house. Thanks, Mom." Staring at his family, Caleb felt like the odd one out, the only one suddenly creating trouble in the now happy family. Justin and Stephanie were happy together. His parents were happy to have a new member to the family. And Caleb, he was hurt. He left the hotel and went to a nearby cafe and sat down to take things off his mind. He felt so enraged at himself. There was nothing he could do anymore. He had lost something that he would never get ever again. As the hours ticked by, he thought Justin would call him, or at least his parents would check up on him. But it was now 9 p.m., and he was sitting all alone. "Mister, we're going to close in 10 minutes. Caleb walked out to the dark, empty road, as though 6 years with Stephanie flashed before his eyes. Was there anything he could do? Stephanie was in bed, ready to go to sleep, when she suddenly heard a noise from her balcony. She saw a dark figure through the curtains and quickly grabbed a vase and slowly inched towards the balcony. "Stephanie?" Stephanie was startled to see Caleb. "What are you doing here? I thought you were a thief. I was about to hit you." "We need to talk. Caleb, I'm your brother's fiancé now. You can't be in your brother's bride's room at this time of the night. I've come here to apologize." Caleb stepped inside, looking at Stephanie. "I'm sorry for everything. I don't know why I did what I did. I guess I was a fool to have let you go. I thought you wouldn't find another man like me, but you did. You found someone much better than me. Look, Caleb, I wanted to marry you, but I've moved on. I'm starting a family now. My in-laws are all very nice. Justin loves me a lot. If only you apologized before, maybe things would have worked out. But perhaps it didn't because you weren't my soulmate. It was Justin. What happened, happened for the best." "Right. I hope you guys have a happy marriage." Caleb turned to leave out the balcony again when suddenly Stephanie called out to him. "Where are you going?" "I'm leaving. Don't worry, I won't be bothering you guys." The next morning, Caleb planned to leave, but as he was packing his trunk, he saw his Aunt Peggy rushing his way. "Caleb, where are you going?" "I'm heading back home, Aunt Peggy." "So early? But I need a ride back." Caleb sighed as he shut the trunk and took out his car keys. "Here, sorry, Aunt Peggy, you'll have to drive yourself home. I'll catch a train." Caleb headed to the train station, booked a ticket back to LA, and sat down waiting for his ride. "Aren't you going to attend the wedding?" Caleb turned to see Justin sit beside him. "No, I can't see Stephanie getting married to someone else." "If you like her so much, why didn't you fix things with her?" "Because I was an idiot. I knew she was a wonderful girl, but I never thought she would leave me and marry someone else. But now she's found someone else like me. You, but I guess infinite times better than me." Justin sighed. "But if you don't come, how is the wedding going to take place without you?" "Justin, I'm sorry, bro. I really can't do it. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for her. She'll be a wonderful wife and a wonderful daughter-in-law, but I guess I'll have to be away from you guys from now on." "Well, one thing's for sure. You were right about the idiot part. Did you ever bother reading the wedding card?" Justin handed Caleb the wedding card. Confused, Caleb opened it up. The cards didn't have Justin and Stephanie's name on it, but his own name. She's waiting for you. Over the years, Caleb and Stephanie had been together. Stephanie had bonded a lot with his family, especially after they got engaged. Stephanie started coming over on the holidays, going to family parties, and really spending time with people she thought close to her. And the Allen family, too, liked Stephanie a lot. What happened, Stephanie? I caught him cheating on me, and he's not even sorry. It's like he doesn't even care. When Mr. and Mrs. Allen and Justin found out what Caleb had done, they didn't approve of it. He found such a nice girl, and this is what he does? This boy needs to learn a lesson. So they decided to set everything up and hopefully get Caleb back to his senses and the couple back together. I knew it. I was right. She's crazy in love with me. I knew she wouldn't marry anyone except for me. Caleb jumped up in joy, ready to march back to his wedding, just when he turned to see Stephanie behind him. I'm sorry, I really didn't mean that. Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting. Today is the 65th birthday of Mr. Warren McMillan, one of the richest men in California. Every year, Mr. McMillan would have a grand celebration at his mansion, but this year, instead of a party, his children all came to visit him on the special day. Happy birthday, Father. This is for you. It's handcrafted, sterling silver. It cost almost $3 grand. Mr. McMillan looked at the cane and sighed. Thank you, Bill, but your father is still strong. He doesn't need a cane. This is William McMillan, Mr. McMillan's eldest son from his first wife. Mr. McMillan had great hopes for him. He was to be the one to make him proud, the one who would take up the responsibilities. But instead, he turned out to be a disappointment for his father when he walked on the wrong path. After spending a fortune getting the boy through college, he was wasting his life gambling. Mr. McMillan wondered where William had gotten this $3,000 from while he was literally drowning in debt. Of course, as always, William was probably expecting his father would rescue him from his gambling debt. Happy birthday, Father. I wish you many more years just like this. Mr. McMillan looked at a strange-looking gift in his daughter's hand. What is this? Father, I gave a lot of thought to what I would get you, and I was lost thinking, what do you give a man who has everything? That's when I realized there's no greater gift than the gift of art. So I made this painting for you. Mr. McMillan raised his brow, staring at the amateur piece of art. When did you start painting? William chuckled under his breath, wondering how pathetic and cheap the gift was. His sister turned to glare at him in despise. Hello, William. Hello, Victoria. Victoria Cargill. She was Mr. McMillan's eldest daughter from his second wife. She was very calculative with everything, so much so that she kept count of every penny she spent. And on top of that, she was awfully selfish. But Victoria was the perfect model child. Growing up, she topped each of her classes. She graduated from the finest university in the country, and now was starting her own business. Victoria was smart, responsible, and independent, but she failed in one aspect. Mr. McMillan always wanted a son to be like Victoria. But Victoria wasn't a son, she was his daughter. Father, Richard has also come to meet you. Mr. McMillan smiled seeing his grandson. To him, he was the only legitimate gift Victoria had ever given him. Richard Cargill, only 16 years old, but even at this young age, he was ambitious and aspiring like his mother. You didn't bring a gift for me? Grandfather, I was hoping you would give me a gift on your birthday. What do you want? I want your pocket watch. Well, technically, this goes to your Uncle Bill. He's supposed to inherit this. William patted Richard on the back. It's all right, Father. Give it to him. He's my nephew. Unlike someone who would have never given anything to anybody, I have a bigger heart. Hello, Dad. Happy birthday. Chuck, so you finally remembered your father. This is Charles McMillan, Mr. McMillan's youngest son from his second wife, Victoria's younger brother. For the past 2 years, he couldn't make it to his father's birthday, and that was because Richard was on a vacation sunbathing with his girlfriend on the South Pacific Grace Island on the year before the last. And last year, he was on an adventure around South America with his buddies. However, Charles wasn't supposed to be traveling about either. He was supposed to be attending the BII University, to which he only got accepted because of his father's influence. But in a few words, Charles was spoiled, immature, and irresponsible. He didn't heed to his studies, and Mr. McMillan was more than aware that he was kicked out of the university 2 years ago. Father, you know how much pressure I'm in studying at the BII Uni, but I've been trying really hard. I've been so occupied with my studies. All of a sudden, the sound of tapping heels echoed in the hall, as a beautiful young woman stepped in with a large bouquet of flowers in one hand and a gift in the other. She walked up to Mr. McMillan, flipping back her hair and giving a gorgeous smile. Isn't it so nice to see the whole family united? She looked into Mr. McMillan's eyes and chuckled. Look what I got you. It's a designer watch. It'll look fabulous on you. She took out the expensive watch and went to put it on Mr. McMillan, but he stopped her. Thank you, Jacqueline, but I'm fine with the one I'm wearing. This was Jacqueline Monnier, an aspiring model who had received a lot of recognition in only the few years she had begun her career. She was only 22 when she met Mr. McMillan at a fashion show, and they somehow connected. It felt as if their relationship had begun in a blink of an eye. And last year, they even got engaged. Jacqueline was more than happy. As for the rest of the family, this became a reason of worry for them, for obvious reasons. Jacqueline turned to greet Mr. McMillan's children. Hello, Victoria. Hello, Jacqueline. You're looking like you walked right out of the cover page. Thank you, dear. You're looking wonderful yourself. Victoria stared at Jacqueline. Dear? What does she think of herself? Victoria was more than 15 years older than her. As the family conversed with each other, Mr. McMillan suddenly noticed his maid arrive with her son. In a hurry, he got up and left his family to greet them. I hope you're having a wonderful birthday, Mr. McMillan. Mr. McMillan smiled. I'm so happy you came, Gina. And Mark, last time I saw you was a few months ago. It's like every time I see you, you grow up so much more. The young boy smiled as he handed Mr. McMillan a small box, hand-wrapped in gift paper. Happy birthday, Mr. McMillan. I wish you many happy returns of the day. Mr. McMillan chuckled as he patted the young boy's back. Thank you. This is the best gift I've gotten today. Seeing their father being so generous and kind to this maid and her son, the rest of his children began to discuss among themselves. Every year, Mrs. Allen comes here with her son, and father likes them too. I've never seen him smile like that looking at us. I hope there isn't something more to it. William sneered, shaking his head. Only you would be suspicious of something like that. But perhaps Victoria was right. Because, in truth, Mr. McMillan had an affair with Gina, and Mark was their love child, Mr. McMillan's youngest child, and their stepbrother. That night, everyone at the McMillan mansion sat round about the table and enjoyed a wonderful dinner with him. Though Gina and Mark left early, William, Victoria, and Jacqueline stayed back to spend time with Mr. McMillan, while the younger of them all, Richard and Charles, caught up with each other. It was around 12 when everyone decided to call it a day and bid Mr. McMillan farewell. However, little did any of them know that this would be the last time they would see Warren McMillan. Warren McMillan was reported missing by his fiancée 2 days later. The BIIPD conducted a search, but to no avail. His children tried contacting every person and place they could possibly think of, but it was as if Mr. McMillan had suddenly vanished. A year had passed since Warren McMillan had gone missing, and on his next birthday, the family gathered once again. This time, however, with all their claims, to discuss matters with Mr. McMillan's legal advisor, lawyer, and also longtime friend, Robert Abbott. William was the first to speak. Father has been missing for a year now, and in his absence, since I'm the eldest, his business and property should remain in my care until he returns. Victoria quickly objected. Under what legal ground? Why should it go to you? So you can pay off your gambling debt? Or so you can finish every last penny at a casino? Then should it go to you so you can secretly hoard everything for yourself? Charles spoke out, interrupting his elder siblings. Well, I think we three should get an equal share in this. Suddenly, Gina stepped forward with Mark. Not 3, 4. Perhaps you all aren't aware, but we also have a right. Mark is Warren's son. While Victoria shook her head and sighed, William and Charles looked at each other in shock. What? That can't be. But Gina firmly stood her ground. I have proof. You can do a DNA test on him anytime. Then if she has a right in this, I should have a share as well. Jacqueline interrupted. Warren and I were going to get married. I was going to be your mother. Victoria shook her head. But you guys didn't get married, so legally, you don't have any right. Jacqueline pursed her lips and sighed, staring at Victoria. How rude. Okay, then it's best we wait for Warren to return. That's when everyone turned to look at Robert for answers. As far as I know, Warren's will is kept in his security vault at the BII bank, and until he returns or is legally declared dead, we will not be able to access it. And if he doesn't return, when exactly will he be declared dead? Let's not be in a haste. It has only been a year since Mr. McMillan has been reported missing. And if he doesn't return or isn't found in the next 7 years, then only he will be declared dead and we can continue on with the distribution process. 7 years. So what about until then? What about this mansion? Well, Mr. McMillan has made me the legal guardian in such a case like this. So until then, I'll be supervising that everything stays as it has been. You can all use the mansion as you all have equal rights over it, but none of you can sell or claim ownership of it. And that is with the exception of Mrs. Jacqueline Monnier. She doesn't have a legal right towards his wealth or property. Unable to argue against the law, everyone agreed to the terms. But deep down inside, they all desperately waited for these 7 years to pass. Warren McMillan may not have disclosed the contents of his will to anyone, but everyone knew there had to be something waiting for them on that will. On the day Mr. Warren McMillan was legally declared dead, the family reunited again and met Robert Abbott at the BII bank, where was Mr. McMillan's vault. Robert provided all documentation and acquired permission for the vault to be accessed. The family eagerly waited as the bank authorities proceeded to unlock the vault. But as soon as the heavy metal door of the vault was opened, everyone fell into complete shock and horror. Dad? Mr. Warren McMillan lay lifeless inside. It was 7 years ago, 2 days after his 65th birthday, that Warren had come to this vault. Jacqueline was the only person aware, however, only of the fact that Warren had gone out for some official work. It was on that day that Warren had become trapped in his very own vault, and had been so all these years. He wasn't missing, he was dead all along. The police were immediately called, and Warren McMillan's remains were removed from the vault. And though Mr. McMillan's funeral might have been a bit delayed, the family decided a few more moments wouldn't do much harm. They all surrounded Robert as he flipped open the file of Warren McMillan's will. Robert nodded as he skimmed through the paper. A look of shock appeared on his face as he stared at the members, all waiting. For my eldest son, William, I hoped to see you at a better place before I died, but perhaps things aren't meant to be so. For you will be a stipend of the minimum salary of $2,400 every month from the company's fund. William furrowed his brows. What? $2,400? Are you sure you're reading that correctly? How am I going to live on $2,400? Victoria smirked. Huh, suits you. You would have ruined anything more. For Charles, you too will receive a $2,400 stipend and full tuition for your education. At this age, so I'll have to go back to college for all this? For my grandson, Richard, he will receive the full tuition for his education, no matter what major he chooses. This is what grandfather left for me? My education? After I graduated already? Victoria patted her son's back. Don't worry, I think I know what he did. For Mark Allen, my secret child from Gina Allen, will be full tuition fees for his education and a monthly $2,400 stipend. And for Gina, I've left the mansion for her, as she is the one who took care of it. Son, we don't have to worry anymore. For Jacqueline, who always desired my vault, this is what I've left for her. Jacqueline widened her eyes in joy. He left me with all the money and jewels? Robert quickly interrupted. No. He left you with the empty vault, for which you have to pay an $800 fee every month to the bank due to the security measures. And finally, for my daughter Victoria, who always maintained her budgets, who was always calculative and selfish for her own gain. For her, I have given the responsibility of an emergency family fund in which will be stored 10% of the company's income. From this fund, only Victoria will be able to sanction money for all members of the family when the time and circumstance requires. But she cannot issue anything to herself or her son, not even a penny. In the case that Victoria or Richard is in need of money, her payment from the fund must be sanctioned by all other members. And in the case that she fails to comply with the rules, the family funds will be divided amongst all members besides her equally. What was this? This made no sense. I will give money to all of them? But that's 10%. What about the other 90%? As for the 90% of the company's earnings and the rest of my savings, wealth, and properties, it goes to my lawyer and longtime friend, Robert Abbott, for maintaining all these laws. And in the case these laws aren't followed, 100% of the company's earnings, my savings, wealth, and properties shall go to Robert Abbott. Robert closed the will and looked up at the family, having nothing more to say, as they all stared back at him in despise. You! Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting. You've got mail. Vivian was in her office working on some files when she got a sudden email. BII High School Reunion for Class of 2008. Instantly catching her attention, she opened it up. Hello friends, classmates, and teachers. Hope you're all doing well. It's hard to believe it's been 12 years since we graduated from high school. Looking forward to meeting again and recalling the memories of the good old days. Wish to see you there. Vivian scanned the email. The party was being hosted at the Grand BII Silvergate Hotel at the Loop on Friday night. She was quite surprised by the invitation. She didn't have contact with anyone from high school anymore, and there was no name or number who had sent her this email. She quickly logged on to BII Book and searched for a couple of her old friends, finally contacting Isabel. Back in high school, they used to hang out all the time. Hey, Isabel, I was wondering if you got the invitation to the high school reunion? Yeah, I got it. Can't wait to go. Those were the best times of my life. You're going, right? I'm not so sure, but I'll try to make it. Vivian had both good and bad memories from high school, and she really didn't want to go. But then she thought, what if Kevin comes? What if this was a chance she could finally meet him again? So the next Friday night, Vivian dressed up and arrived to the party. She immediately caught sight of a few familiar faces. But only a few students and next to no teachers were here. Probably Kevin wouldn't come either. Vivian, is that you? Isabel, how are you? And is that a baby bump? Yeah, it's my second. 2 kids, wow, good for you. Come on, the others are there. Vivian looked over at the lounge. Dylan, he used to be the stud. He was tall and slim, but now he was buff and brute. Carter. Vivian used to think he was quite handsome back then. But it seemed now he gained quite some weight and lost quite some hair. A lot could happen over 12 years. Hey guys, what's up? Vivian, doing good. What about you? All of a sudden, the classmates were joined by another. Hi everyone! Vivian looked at Jessica. Wait, what? She was the prettiest and also one of the meanest girls back then. And she still looked 16 and young? Guess some people age and some people don't. As everyone started gossiping, Vivian passed a glance back when she suddenly saw someone step through the door. Her heart started to race. She couldn't believe it. It was Kevin. Everyone was surprised to see him. Kevin, where did you go? Where were you all these years? It's like you vanished before graduation. We missed you a lot, man. Kevin chuckled. You guys still remember me? I had some family issues I had to deal with. That's when Isabella nudged the others. Look who decided to show up. Everyone turned around to see Mrs. Teresa, their teacher, walking towards them with a smirk. It's so nice to get to meet all my students again. How is everyone? Tell me, how is life? What do you all do? Jessica was the first to stand out, as always. I'm a journalist at the BI Politan. So she was pretty and used to spread gossip before, and now she's still pretty and sells her gossip. I took over my father's business. I run his restaurant now, Carter added. So he was partying on his father's money back then, and now he's still partying on his father's money. I run my own gym. I'm a fitness trainer, Dylan said. I'm a marketing analyst at the BI Corp, Vivian said. Mrs. Teresa nodded. Good for you all. Then she stopped at Isabel. What about you, Isabel? I'm a housewife. Oh, so you do nothing. At least you got married. What does your husband do? Is he a construction worker or a food cart salesman? No, he's a cab driver. Typical, Mrs. Teresa said with a snicker. Isabel fell quiet. When Jessica spoke up, Isabel, you're the lucky one. I'm jealous of you. You have the perfect life with the perfect family. I wish I was in your place, but no, I'm over 30 now and still looking for someone. Everyone let out a chuckle as Mrs. Teresa finally turned to Kevin. Kevin, how is your mother? She left work before your graduation. We had so much difficulty hiring another good cleaning lady. Where does your mother work now? Is she the one who's going to be cleaning up after this party? That won't be necessary. I've arranged for this party and for the cleaners as well. The smirk on Mrs. Teresa's face suddenly disappeared. What? You've arranged this reunion at a hotel like this? After Kevin's father passed away, all the family's responsibilities fell upon his mother. It was a depressing time for her, but she held strong to raise her son. She didn't get married again or even consider it, only for him, and worked 2 jobs to afford her family, one at a cafe and another as a cleaner at the BII Academy. A few years into working there, when Kevin reached of age, on her request, the principal of the BII Academy admitted him to the school due to his mother's good reputation. But it was since then that Kevin's struggles begun, trying to cope in the new environment. The BII Academy was where wealthy kids, a few middle-class kids, but no working class went. Kevin was the only odd one out. When some of the kids in his class learned his mother was the school's cleaner, they all started to mock him. "Hey, watch this. I'm gonna get this in one shot." "Dude, don't make a mess now, otherwise Kevin's mom is gonna get mad." "So what? That's her job, isn't it? My dad donates to the school every year. I think we could all use some privileges." Kevin sat there scribbling in his notebook as the kids spoke on and on, trying to provoke him. But that was when he heard another voice. It was Vivian. "Didn't your father claim bankruptcy this year? Where did he donate to this school from? Even the janitor that works at his 5-star hotel pays more taxes than him. You know what that makes your father, right?" Vivian loudly asked, "What do you call someone who files bankruptcy?" In a rage, the guys got up and went out of the room as Vivian sat down beside Kevin. "Don't listen to them, they're just full of it." Vivian was an ordinary girl from a middle-class family. She was really kind and nice, and over the school year had become friends with him. She always hurried to sit next to him during their science and math classes. She wasn't too great at the subjects, so Kevin used to let her cheat just a little from his paper. "Kevin, you're like a genius. I've been trying to solve this for hours last night." It was pretty simple. "It was simple? You must be a mad scientist. Would you mind teaching me?" "Are you sure you want to learn from a mad scientist?" Deep down inside, Kevin had a crush on Vivian, but he never built the courage to tell her. But it was one day that Vivian invited him to her birthday party. Kevin was quite excited to go, but for the next week straight, he only wondered about one thing. What gift would he get her? So he thought of a quirky idea. He made a wooden puzzle for her and wrote a small note. "If you can solve this, there's a surprise for you." However, that night, when he went to her house, he was a bit taken aback by how well-to-do her family was. There was quite a lavish party going on, and everyone was dressed their best, presenting her with tons of gifts. Looking down at his own clothes, his gift, he knew it was nothing compared to everything else she must have gotten. And Kevin could probably never be with a girl like her. So he anonymously left his small gift on the porch and left. From that day, he tried to avoid Vivian. He kept to himself, but of course, no one spared joking about him. Every day after everyone left school, Kevin waited for his mother to be off work so they could go home together. And sometimes, when all the other students left, he too would assist her and mop the floors. "Mom, do I really have to stay in this school?" "Kevin, if you do a good job here and reach somewhere in your life, then I won't have to do this anymore." "But can't I just go to a public school like before?" "No, Kevin, if your father were alive, he would have wanted this for you, and I want you to have the best education." So Kevin tried to focus on his studies, but things weren't easy, because it wasn't just the students who mocked at him, but also one of his teachers. At the BII Academy, there were some teachers who didn't pay him much attention, some teachers who were nice to him, but one teacher in particular that was especially mean to him Mrs. Teresa. It was towards the end of the year that one day, while in Mrs. Teresa's class, that Kevin had accidentally spilled his water bottle in her room. He was about to pick it up when she suddenly became furious. "Kevin, what have you done?" "I'm sorry, Mrs. Teresa. I'll get the tissues." "No, someone call for Kevin's mother." As Mrs. Teresa yelled at him, Kevin fell silent. He felt so humiliated. When she had his mother come to the room and clean the floors right in front of him, he was devastated as everyone watched him. After that day, Kevin didn't talk to anyone. And it was sometime before graduation day that he took his diploma and left the school. He neither attended the ceremony nor kept in touch with anyone. To everyone else, Kevin simply vanished. Kevin smiled at Mrs. Teresa. "My mother is doing well. I recently bought her a home and asked her to retire, but she's opened her own bakery." "And you?" 12 years ago, whilst everyone mocked him and said so many hurtful things to him, little did they know that Kevin's life would shift so much in the coming years. After graduation, Kevin gave his best into pursuing what he enjoyed. He got a degree in computer science, while he invested himself in creating a software through which people could remotely learn no matter where they were or who they were. And when he made it public, it became one of the best-selling applications on the market. It was in a blink of an eye Kevin's life changed, and he owed it all to his mother who had brought him this far today. Now, she was living the life she wanted, and she was happy seeing Kevin live the life he deserved. What about you, Mrs. Teresa? How was your life? Mrs. Teresa fell in shock by all she heard, but she was more so embarrassed. She was one of the teachers who favored the students belonging to the wealthy class, and in return took favors from their parents, while she gave a hard time to the middle-class students, and especially Kevin. All those years in school, she had looked down on him, and now while he was successful, Mrs. Teresa's life was far from good. She had only pretended to be rich, but in these past years, she had gone through so many ups and downs. Her husband had left her, and now she lived in an old age home. Her son rarely visited her. She didn't have a relationship with him or with anyone, and now was living a lonely, depressing, miserable life. Mrs. Teresa awkwardly looked at Kevin as she said, "I'm all right. Glad to hear that. I hope you enjoy the party." Kevin then went to catch up with his old friends. "Kevin, my man, you're like really rich. But look at you, you're ripped." Vivian watched him as he spoke to everyone else, but didn't even pass her a glance. "Excuse me? What is it? Are you going to ignore me the whole night?" Kevin turned to see Vivian holding something familiar in her hands. It was the gift he had given her 12 years ago. "You thought I wasn't smart enough, but I solved it. I figured it was you, but you left that night. You kept this all these years? It was the most scientific gift anyone has ever given me. I had to keep it."
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.